Guys, Wayne here from Sling Pilot Academy. Day 2 at Oshkosh. Had an absolute blast today. We went over to the camping area. On the way there, we actually drove past some beautiful P-51 Mustangs and Corsairs. We spoke to one of the campers. We were driving past him and his son, and they had such an impressive setup. We decided we just had to sit down and have a chat with them. Went through to the Warbirds area. Had a really good time talking to some folks that are operating a B-25 bomber. We could only squeeze in some of that, so we're actually going to put up the uncut video of our full visit with them because we had such a good time, and they had so much good information to share. We also barely scratched the surface at the Warbirds. It's such a big and impressive area. So if you're here, make sure to check it out. Enjoy the video. So I'm here with Greg. We're in the North 40 camping area, and he came in with a large group of Cessnas.
We normally have about 100. This year we had a little smaller group of around 50, and we all arrived at the same time on Friday afternoon in a big mass formation flight.
Is that challenging, flying in a large formation like that?
It's challenging in a different way from doing like the regular formation or regular arrival. It takes a little bit of training, but it ends up being a lot more organized and actually less stress to do that. So all you have to do is watch one plane as opposed to looking for 100 different ones.
And I'm guessing you kind of know and trust all of the people around you?
I wouldn't go that far.
How many times have you done this?
5 years, 6 years. Of course, 2020 was skipped. So about that many times. And my son and I have been to Oshkosh, I think 7 times now.
Tell us about your setup here.
So I have a 172, a Cessna 172. I've had it for about 30 years. My son and I, we like to camp, but we also like to be comfortable. So we're built for comfort, not speed. That's why we fly a Cessna. Kind of over the years, we've progressively upped our camping game. One of the big things we do is we have these solar panels. Started out smaller, but at this point it's two 200-watt solar panels. We have a large battery in the tent. That kind of gives us ventilation. It lets us charge our electronics. And last year we actually added a big electric cooler, so we have an ample supply of fresh, cool beverages. We've also always brought bicycles here. We started off with some smaller Brompton bicycles, and about 2 years ago we started riding electric bikes. And so we brought our 2 electric bikes. In the early years, I wanted to do everything all the time. And that's exhausting. That's not a way to do this any more than it's a way to travel the world. Right? You have to pace yourself. You have to give yourself a lot of kind of downtime. So I think what we've evolved into doing is just spending a lot more time just kind of relaxing around the campsite. We go in and we see the air shows, of course, and we see what else is going on. But this is supposed to be relaxation. It's supposed to be fun, and you got to keep it that way.
I'm here in the Warbirds area. So impressive. There's so many aircraft here. We just can't do it justice. We've got the Sky Raider behind us here. They were the A-10s of their time. We've got some T-28s over here on the other side of the ramp. And over there is a really cool C-47 Dakota. There's just so much to see and do here. If you haven't been to the Warbirds area yet, definitely come check it out. Here with Larry, we're in the Warbirds section in the bomber line, and he's the owner of this beautiful B-25. What can you tell us about it, Larry?
The B-25 was the only combat-equipped airplane of World War II that saw duty from the beginning of the war to the end of the war, and in all theaters of the war by all the Allied air forces. This particular airplane was built in the fall of 1944. It was built right at the end of the war, so it never left the United States. It was used in a training mode and then stored. And then in 1952, it went through what was called a Hayes conversion, where they removed the armament and upgraded the avionics and then used it as a pilot trainer, then became a fire bomber. After that, it was sold to Bill and Bob Howe, who took it down to Florida and mounted spray bars under the wings, under the hard points where you'd mount rockets or external bombs. And then they put a Volkswagen motor in the back running a pump, and then they sprayed orange groves and mosquitoes with it for about a decade. But with the DDT that they were spraying was so corrosive, it had just literally, the airplane was no longer airworthy due to corrosion. It was donated to the SST Museum in St. Cloud, Florida, parked out in the outside for a decade and a half, and just literally continued to rot away. The museum went defunct. It was bought by Tom Riley at auction. Tom had restored 11 B-25s. This was the 3rd one he restored. And he disassembled the airplane and began a 6-year restoration, working full-time, mostly 7 days a week with a full crew for 6 years to rebuild the airplane back to its original appearance. Well, this is my 43rd year here at Oshkosh, and just about the same for Sun and Fun. We do both events each year. 25th year here with the B-25. All the signatures you see on here are World War II combat crew, B-25 crew, that we met over the last 25 years as we travel around the whole eastern half of the United States.
Okay, so I'm heading into the forward gunners section. Apologies for my bad camera work here, but if you can't see, I'm on my back sliding. If my face is red, it's because it's like a sauna in here. So, just made it into the front gunner's hatch here. Wow. So I'm super excited now. We've got Sabrina and Kira. Sabrina's head of training and Kira is...
Well, the newest SIC on the B-25 Panchito.
What can you tell me about flying Panchito?
Flying Panchito, it's probably a dream come true. It's a very different aircraft, built in the late 30s, so it's a different technology. It can be a handful. You have to be on top of it at all times and actually thinking way ahead of the aircraft. But that's typical of the aircraft at that time.
What are your highlights with flying Panchito, Kira?
Oh gosh, it's I'm on a vertical learning curve at the moment, so every time I get in it, it's a highlight. But being taught by Sabrina and the excellent training team at Delaware, building on my experience, which is in corporate aviation, and I've had quite a jump to make actually to get my head back into 30s mode instead of 2020 mode, and flying it's been quite wonderful.
Any advice for girls or women wanting to get into aviation?
Just to stick with it, be tenacious. If you want to do it. You will meet hurdles, and none of them are unsurmountable, even though they might feel like it at the time. You will feel overwhelmed. That's completely normal for men too. Just keep going, just stick at it, and if anyone offers help, take it. If anyone offers a ride in the plane, take it. No flying is ever wasted. Just absorb all the information you can and know that you can do it, even when it feels like you're about to climb a vertical cliff face or it feels impossible. It isn't. It's well within your capability.
Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and give us a like if you can. Really helps the channel. We're going to be putting out the videos every day as long as James stays alive, who's producing them. It's a bit of an ordeal here. See you tomorrow.